Shib price bull flag setup. Offsetting the sell-off fears in the Shib market is the occurrence of a potential bull flag setup. What's going up, bull runners? Welcome back to Run Guys. Today, that is correct. Is there a buy signal in Shiba Inu? And if we take a look at this chart, it definitely looks like there is. We may have potentially a 10% drop more, but right now it actually just hit an exact spot where it could be a buy signal. So we're going to jump into the charts. I've even got a full article we're going to go over on Shiba Inu, on the pricing, what's going on, why the 60% drop since the top. And we're going to cover this in full detail today. Shiba Inu slump continues. Data shows retail interest waning as Shib down 60% in 4 weeks. Conflicted technical setup emerge in wake of Shiba Inu's latest price decline, with price targets sitting as high as 0001. That's right, we may be eating a zero in the very, very near future. Before we jump all the way into that article, there's some other major news in the crypto space that I just needed to cover with you guys real quick, and then we will jump back into the Shiba Inu. Morgan Stanley increased exposure to Bitcoin, held 300 million in Grayscale shares. As we know, it is very important that the major institutions also come along and adopt the Bitcoins, the Ethereums, the major cryptos. That way we can get some mainstream adoption from the normies out there that don't get it. So obviously with us being in crypto, you're watching this video, you probably know something about crypto, you're in it. We're finally in something before everyone gets in. You know, some people say, oh, crypto's a bubble. The bubble hasn't even started blowing yet. Like, these people are not even in. But as you can see, some of these banks are starting to get in. The government is talking about how to regulate. Those are signs that we are the smart ones. We are in before it really hits. Investment funds from the major US investment bank, Morgan Stanley, have increased their Bitcoin exposure through purchases of the Grayscale Bitcoin Trust. At the time of publication, so right now, essentially, if you're watching this, unless you're watching this in the future, the price of GBTC is $45 per share, making the investment's bank exposure to Bitcoin BTC across 3 funds roughly $303 million, worth 6,600 shares. As of September 30th, the BTC price was under $50,000 for much of September, but the crypto asset since reached the all-time high of 69,000. Right now it's sliding back to the 56,000s and staying in that range. Whether investing indirectly through Grayscale or backing blockchain platforms, Morgan Stanley seems to be dipping its toes deeper into the crypto space. In September, the firm announced it would be setting up a crypto-focused research division aimed at exploring the growing significance of cryptocurrencies and other digital assets in the markets. So yesterday, my video kind of triggered some people. Crypto is canceled. What I meant by saying that is that people are in before the major banks, the major government players. So they're trying to reverse what we've done so far. Crypto is never going to be canceled. It's not even a possibility, unless like the internet just stops working. If there's an EMP, an electrical magnetic pulse that blows up all of the entire grid, then that's the only reason why. And you could actually still use Bitcoin physically if you have your flash drive hard wallet, plug it into computers and so on. So you can't really ever stop the transfer of coins in reality. But I just wanted to kind of share with you. I know yesterday some people got scared, but big things are happening. So I'm just letting you know the way things are going. They're trying to scare the F out of everyone. So that way you get out of crypto altogether, they can get it. Because what if you could go back and buy Bitcoin for $4,000? Well, right now, so many institutions own Bitcoin now, major corporations, other corporations going to be coming in soon, that it can't go back to $4,000. I mean, they would have to sell it out too. I mean, I think just the amount of Bitcoin that Michael Saylor owns himself, he would prevent the floor from ever hitting $4,000. Speaking of NFTs, Collins Dictionary announces NFT as a word, and it's the word of 2021. NFT is the word of the year, according to Collins Dictionary, even though it's just an abbreviation. The Collins Dictionary has officially announced its 10-word annual shortlist for the word of 2021, as well as declaring the NFT, though technically understood as an abbreviation for non-fungible token, is their word of the year, surpassing the likes of crypto, metaverse, and hybrid working, among others. And they quoted the NFT definition as a chunk of digital data that records who a piece of digital work belongs to. What's really captured the public's imagination around NFTs is the use of this technology to sell art. Also, major news going on. Coinbase reportedly down for some users after fixing connectivity issue. Coinbase experienced connectivity issues 3 times over the past 30 days, according to official data. Both Coinbase brokerage and its trading platform, Coinbase Pro, were unavailable on November 23rd due to connectivity issues on both platforms. Coinbase support officially reported this may cause failed transaction, delayed transaction, unexpected behavior on the web page and mobile apps. Coinbase. We'll have a little bit of FUD on this, like Trade Life LLC tweeted out, okay, which makes more sense? A major exchange can't figure out how to keep the machines turned on, or they don't have enough to cover, AKA liquidity issues. 3 different times Coinbase has had connectivity issues were during the major runs. So Shiba Inu, if you guys remember that one, that was massive. We definitely covered that one. Gyen, Gyen, which was actually just recently as well. That was a major deal. Some people lost some massive money, and Coinbase is actually refunding people. So go ahead and reach out to Coinbase if you got burned by the Gyen transfer. And then now Crow with crypto freaking absolutely flying crypto.com. They say, this person says they're playing you. So obviously some FUD. Don't get scared. Things like this do happen. Tesla CEO Elon Musk recently expressed his support for crypto holders moving their funds out of centralized exchanges to protect their holdings. Any crypto wallet that won't give you a private key should be avoided at all costs, he said. Also, that goes back to having a MetaMask wallet. MetaMask wallet is free. You get your own private key, which no one has access to. And then you have a public key, which you can send out to people so they can send you different cryptos. So when you see, when we do this $1,000 to $10,000 challenge, you can see my public key there. So if you ever wanted to send me some free crypto, go ahead and shoot it over. Ripple CEO blasts Dogecoin for inflationary dynamics. Starting in 2013 with a supply of 100 billion coins, Dogecoin eventually switched to an uncapped supply. The CEO of Ripple, the company behind XRP cryptocurrency, is not a fan of the meme-based digital currency Dogecoin. Brad Garlinghouse believes that Doge is not good for the cryptocurrency market due to its alleged inflationary dynamics and unlimited supply. So from Brad Garlinghouse, it was built as a joke. Then it got some momentum from some high-profile people like Elon Musk. Garlinghouse added, despite being skeptical about Doge, Garlinghouse is still optical about cryptocurrency market in general, tweeting out here on November 23rd, because CNBC said Ripple seeing good progress in the SEC case over XRP, outcome expected near the next year. Brad responded, great to catch up with you, Dan Murphy at FTAD. Despite regulatory headwinds in the US, Ripple has had a blockbuster year with ODL expansion and MENA traction. And we are gearing up to hire a few hundred people next year to fuel our growth. Brad continues on, my personal views on Dogecoin aside, I think there will be many winners in this industry. I'm bullish on the overall momentum for crypto in 2022 with regulatory clarity and progress in the UK, Singapore, UAE, Japan, and others. Here we go with the Shiba Inu information. So we've already covered this in the beginning. So coming down here, Shiba Inu Shib edged further down on November 24th as its appeal among the army of retail traders who helped it rally by more than 535% to a record high of quad 088 earlier this year declined. So here's the thing. People are starting to get 2 different things. One, they're getting antsy, scared. They're not sure what to do. So us regular traders called retail traders, right? We're not moving $100 million into Shib. It's just 100 million of us are moving $10, $100, $1,000 at a time into Shib. And that is creating some momentum. We talked about that the other day. Right now, though, we're not doing that anymore. In fact, people are getting pissed off, right? Because they bought at the top, now they're down, they're selling. People that bought at the bottom, they're seeing their profits drip away, so they're selling. So as more and more retail traders sell, the price continues to go lower. So what is that doing? Well, now the whales are just waiting for the right time to step in and buy. And we may have actually reached that point right now, and we'll cover that in the charts. Shib's price dropped by nearly 60% after establishing the set all-time high on October 28th. So it hasn't even been a month and people are freaking out about it. signaling that traders have been actively locking their Shiba Inu profits. That has further resulted in a substantial drop in Shib's benchmark instrument, Shib USDT volumes on Binance, underscoring a weak retail interest. In doing so, Shib's reported market cap slipped to $21.3 billion from $28.3 billion just 5 days beginning on Friday. So right now we're down $5 billion, or actually, sorry, $7 billion. So that is a significant amount. So what's really wild, if you take a look here at coin market cap and you go from the top, which obviously is Bitcoin, you scroll down, to put into perspective, $7 billion, all of the coins below the top 30. So just the amount of coins that people have sold off in this last month is more than all of the other coins that are the top 30 and below. So the top 31 and below have not even got to $7 billion at this point. And Shiba Inu lost that in a month. Also, looking over here at the fear and greed index, right now it's mainly fear. And remember, if you'll notice, what happens is when it gets to the fury side of things, when it's fear, it's the right time to buy. When people get greedy and the greed is topped out, last month greed was at 72, boom, the drop happened, right? Yesterday, fear was at 33 even, so it was way down here. So it's starting to come back and moving in the right direction. And the chart is showing that too, which we're going to get into the chart here in just a minute. Google's keyword search data also showed a decline in interest in the Shiba Inu markets, with its score on a 12-month time frame dropping down from a 100 to a 20, much in line with Shib's price correction as well. Alex Kruger, an independent market analyst, referred to the dropping Google trends from the keyword Shiba Inu as a sign that the token has been topping out, i.e. the beginning of its bear cycle. Here is the Google interest over time. You can see way back here on the 29th of 2020, it got that nice spike. In what was that, May, June, July, August, something like that, came back down, and then boom, boom, and then it spiked up here obviously in November, and now it has come down. And the reason why is because not everyone is interested in the token. It's not as popular as everything at all right now. There's a lot of other things going on, so don't let this scare you. That's a little bit of FUD saying that it's the bear market. I don't see the bear market being here. We are going to have a little bit more of a drop, but what you'll notice though is this is coming in the holiday season. So we've got right now Thanksgiving, Christmas in the US. In fact, what I'm planning on doing is I'm going to buy a bunch of Shiba Inu right now because it is in the lower zone, right? It's actually like right at my buy signal. And I'm just going to give Shib for Christmas. So I think that for the person that you normally buy a 50 pair of shoes for, I'm going to give them $50 in Shiba Inu. The person you normally buy a $100 gift for, I'm gonna give them $100 in Shiba Inu, because one of two things can happen. 12 months from now, boom, they're like, this is the best gift I ever got. Or 12 months from now, it's probably about the same price. It's not going to be dipping severely. Could there be more sell-off ahead? The latest bout of selling in the Shib market pushed its price below a critical upward sloping support, the velvet trend line, triggering its potential to undergo further declines. For instance, the level defined with the scope of the Fibonacci retracement graph drawn from the swing low of 50614 to a swing high of quad 0893 provide potential entry and exit points as Shib price trended lower, as shown in the chart below. We've covered the Fibonacci quite an extensive amount here on the channel, but if you'll notice, coming down here from the swing low, which is where the previous low, that would be the swing low, to the all-time high, and you draw the Fibonacci's from here, it has just now, like literally about an hour ago, tapped off the 618. 618 is a significant buy zone. The most significant buy zone though is here at the 786, which is the quad 023. That is not a line that I'm thinking it's going to get to. When we look at my chart here in just a second, you'll see what I've got taped. We're on the daily chart. We have the swing low and we have the swing high. So the top here, let's make sure that it is exact. Boom there. 614 and 8933, and we're going to hit OK. So now we have our lines drawn perfectly. And as you can see today, just today, it hit the 618, and that's what we were talking about. So it came and hit the 618. My favorite buy zone is the 70. 0.70. And you can see that's the white line. So we have this big white bar here. We're going to hide this. And now you can see the Fibonacci line of the 7, which is also basically where I drew the 7. So I don't even need that bar that we just deleted off of there, because that bar does come and it hits right on that zone. So we're going to switch this now from the daily. So you can see the daily chart here, and the daily did come and tap that. And we're going to look at the 4-hour chart. And you can see literally the last 4 hours, which was an hour and 15 minutes ago, it hit the 618, and it is starting to bounce up. The only thing that I'm seeing here that worries me a little bit is that on the 4-hour chart, the mass volume line is here. So it could come ultimately back down here and tap this. And that is actually below the 7-0 chart, but anywhere between the 618 and the 786 zone, between this green and between this blue, that is usually called the golden ratio zone. And that's where people that are professional traders will want to pick up some coin. So right now, are we having a fake out little, I faked you out, or is this a potential buy zone? So the question is, like, for my Christmas gifts, if I were to buy here and it came down more, that's another 20% drop to the 7. If it came all the way down to the 786, that's a 40% drop, basically. That, 40%, let's say that it's a $100 gift and it went down 40%. Now it's a $60 gift. So I am going to be a little bit more patient, and we're going to see if it can come. I mean, if you take a look here, the fact that this was a very, very strong resistance line, it popped through and then it broke back down, and then tried, it didn't make it. And then boom, it finally broke through on this zone. And you can see that there. That very well may be our next support. And this is just a little joke here. However, we do also have this order block. And that's another thing. If you do Forex trading, an order block here where a lot of orders came through, a little tug of war action before the takeoff, that may be where people were ready to buy. Some buy orders sitting at that 618. So Christmas gifts, this is what I'm getting people, Shiba Inu, retail traders. And what's cool is most of my family, they know that I'm into crypto and I do crypto, but they don't actually own crypto. I've tried to get them and they're just like, no, I'm dealing with fiat. So giving them a gift of crypto is going to force them into the game. So there is no saying no. It does appear that Shib's latest price had its test of the 618 line at that quad 03792, which we just went over, as its interim support level. A rebound off the said price floor raised Shib's potential to retest the upward sloping trend line as a resistance now, which coincides with the 5-0 chart Shib fib line of quad 04773. So let's go look at that. So as we go back in time to this section here and we draw the trend line from the bottom of these candles along to the taps lines here, it did actually break through that trend line. It did that today, which is unfortunate. It came down and tapped at 618, but it also may be running. So this daily candle does not finish for 2 hours and 35 minutes. So it may have just wicked below, which would be actually a very, very positive sign. So if this retraces back up, it came and hit the 618, tapped it, it's going to retrace up. And then what it's saying is the next line of resistance will be right here, which is the 5-0 line. So we take a look, the 50.5, and that would be up here at the quad 0478. So if it bounces off here and runs its way back up, when it retests this zone, and it breaks through there, we'll know that we're on our way up. If it goes up and taps it and breaks back down, we may even see it come back to the 7-0 line. So option A is coming up here, tapping it, bouncing off, retesting, breaking through, coming back down and tapping it as a support, and then continuing on. That would be option A. Option B is it's coming up here, it taps it there, comes back down and tests this trend line again, and then it bounces off, breaks down through, comes back, taps it, and then continues down. So we do have two different things that can happen. What is the most important line right now is that 5-0 line. So once we get to that point, we'll know a little more. And in fact, if we take a look at the 1 hour chart, you'll see that that line is the actual extreme support. Redo that. You'll see on the 1 hour, that is the extreme support for the volume as well. So you see this red line, that red line is put in there by this indicator, and that is the strongest point of buy and sell. That is going to be the tug of war, if it's going to bounce off of that or if it's going to break through that. Because if it breaks through, you can see it starts to taper off the higher we get. And then once we break through, if and when we can break through this all-time high again, it's price discovery mode again. Conversely, a move below the quad 03792 may risk sending Shib's price to that 7/8 fib level that we talked about of quad 02394. Market analyst Income Sharks also highlighted the area around quad 0239 as a potential buy zone while referring to a weekly Shib chart. And as you can see from this tweet, Shib, think we see weekly super trend support eventually touch. This is where I could look to get back in if I was to play in this. And that would be right in this zone here, he's saying. Also, if you watch the morning show with AJ Crosby, Aaron, he's been talking about that same zone as well. Besides all that though, there is also a major bullish buy signal coming in, and it's at this moment, Shib price bull flag setup, Shib price bull flag setup. Offsetting the sell-off fears in the Shib market is the occurrence of a potential bull flag setup. In detail, Shib's price has been trending lower inside of the downward sloping channel since topping out at quad 08854 on October 28th. The channel more or less appears to be a bull flag, a bullish continuation indicator that appears as a consolidation phase following a strong move higher, as shown in the chart below. As you can see here in the chart, this was the bottom, the massive run up, boom, the bull flag there. We did see the bull flag action, boom, it did go up. And now we do have this channel. And as you can see here with the image from the flag patterns or from the chart patterns, this thing is doing exactly what it looks like. However, it did come down and tap off of that Fibonacci. So this could potentially be the next move up. Let's go look at the live chart. Here is the live chart again, and check this out. This is pretty cool. So I went into the indicator section and I just typed in bull flag indicator and one popped up, and check this out. So the bull flag, like we did know that that last one was a bull flag and we were calling that out significantly. As you see here, they're calling this the potential bull flag. So you have the flagpole and then this right here, and it did show up on the indicator because it's looking for flagpoles that could potentially be it. This is the flagpole. And now we may be having the actual bull flag pattern. If this is a bull flag pattern, it will get the full length of the pole for its next move up, which would be from there to there. We'll give it the full move. And then we attach it to the upside where it would break out from, which would be here. That would be bringing us to 0001. So that would give us a 0001 as our next target. So what if this is the trend line? It came back down, bounced and tested the 618, and now it's going to perform the second half of the bull run on the bull flag move. Typically, traders place their upside target at the length equal to the height of the previous uptrend called the flagpole, anticipating that the instrument will break above the flag range with higher volumes as a result. Shib has the potential to rally as high as quad 0451 at its flagpole's height. That puts Shiba Inu token en route to quad 300001, which we just showed you on the charts.